Hello, I am Charles Darwin. Well, I'm actually a Christmas decoration of Charles Darwin. This is Charles Darwin. I'm an English scientist. I study nature and the way animals behave and develop. I am known for my theory of evolution by natural selection, but I'll come back to that later. I was born in Shrewsbury in 1809. This was my family home. Lovely, isn't it? Oh, and that is me as a young boy. As you can see, I was interested in nature, even then. This is the boarding school I went to when I was 9. It was called the Shrewsbury School, and I hated it. So very, very dull. When I was older, I went to university in Edinburgh, then Cambridge. In 1831, when I was just 22 years old, I set sail on a fine ship called the Beagle, as a gentleman naturalist. This voyage lasted for 5 years, and I spent most of my time going on land, exploring and studying the local plants, animals and insects. We stopped at some very remote islands called the Galapagos Islands. Ah, that's them. Beautiful, fascinating place. It was here that I noticed something very interesting about the finches. A small species of birds. Although only a few miles apart, they varied from island to island. They had very different beaks, and the colour of their feathers were different too, as you can see from this photo. Some were ground nesting, others lived in trees. I noticed that this seemed to be because of the type of food they ate. As you can see in my lovely drawings, some had big beaks for crushing nuts. Others had smaller beaks for eating small bugs and seeds. One type, the vampire finch, has a sharp beak for sucking the blood from other birds. I once read, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. This picture here. Oh, hold on, let's take a closer look. Ah, that's better. This shows that species that seem very different from each other or actually have a lot in common. Humans, cats, whales, bats, and have all the same arrangement of bones in their arms, legs, fins, and wings. Extraordinary. Surely this shows they evolved from the same prehistoric creature. After all, this research I wrote millions of words about in my ideas, but was too nervous to publish them. After years and years I did publish them in a book, this book, on the origin of species. This is my copy. This is an original copy. It is worth over £200,000. We can also look back at the creatures that no longer exist to see how they developed and evolved into creatures we are familiar with today. The Glyptodon evolved into the armadillo. The Toxodon evolved into the guinea pig. And this chap, believe it or not, evolved into the whale. Amazing. This shows how the Indo-Hyas evolved over time into a whale. Let's just zoom in. Oh, that's the wrong way. Hold on. Ah, that's it. And this is fascinating too. Somewhere between dinosaurs and birds, this funny-looking fellow existed. We can recognize it as a bird and also see how it evolved from a dinosaur. This is known as a missing link. There is a missing link for us too, you know. Her name is Lucy. She had less hair than her ancestors. She walked upright just like us. She still had very long arms for climbing though. When I published on the origin of species, it caused a lot of excitement and anger. Some people, like my friend, Mr. Thomas Huxley, supported my theories and spoke in public about them. I'm a bit shy and didn't like that kind of thing. Not everyone agreed with my ideas. Some people got very angry. You see, Christians believe that God had designed each individual plant and creature as the way we see it. They did not change and evolve. God made them as they are. My friend Huxley had a big famous argument with a bishop about this. People thought that humans were special to God, and the idea that we were related to monkeys was very upsetting. Another chap who didn't agree with me was this fellow, Adam Sedgwick. He was very clever and taught me when I was younger, but thought my ideas were ridiculous and very rude. After reading it, he said, parts I laughed at till my sides were almost sore. My ideas about evolution are now accepted by most people, but even today some people disagree. This chap, Jonathan Safati, thinks evolution and natural selection is a load of old hogwash. He's a creationist. That's someone who believes God designed and made everything as it is, and that evolution is nonsense. He once said that living things have such intricate features and are complex and sophisticated that the only explanation is that they are the products of intelligence design, not evolution. Oh well, can't win them all. Apparently he's very good at chess. OMG, is that the time? Mustache, thanks for listening.